we stand tall. Words of blades that never fall. Debated warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall. Words of blades that never fall. Debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean. Spirited, mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night. Join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more. In the ring we stand tall. Words of blades that never fall. Debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall. Words of blades that never fall. Debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean. Spirited, mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night. Join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the middle of the week. It is Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. We got another episode of Anime Unlock. We have me, your host, CBN Tech Talk, aka Black David, aka Bear Paul. And next to me is my intelligent host, Wally. I'm not doing that soundtrack, but I hate that thing. How's everybody doing? How's everybody been? I hope you survived this crazy
What's
week.
going on?
Okay. Is watching my AT losing the battle to the heat wave sucks. Other than that, being a little bit busy helping somebody fill out the application for a scholarship in Canada, going back and forth, some of all the details, stuff like that. Other than that, I've been a little bit okay. How you been?
I'm trying to upload the presentation. I don't know if it's getting blocked, and if it is, why? I don't know why.
We'll take our time. I wait for people to come in. I'm hoping I can see somebody that we got by
Okay.
5 people viewing. I hope it pick up as time progress. I know today is a very interesting show because we have an interesting topic. We'll see how we go down this conversation. You showed me something this week, and I was like, we might have to do a show on that BS that you revealed to me.
What are you talking about?
Some nincompoop, some idiot who is not a true anime fan, know nothing about anime.
Well, he talks
Have the
about it, but I think it. Well, the person. Okay, the person you talking about in the video. So how am I on? And Wally must be out of the cookie jar. He's on time. Hey, look here. I be on time when I'm able to be on time. God damn it.
yeah.
It starts when
Started
I walk
again.
through. Damn. Just know that the show starts when I walk through.
Oh
Apparently.
God.
But
Everyone will not
so
let
the person,
everyone
yeah,
will
the
not
person.
let you like this easy. You
I'm gonna say it again. The day I'm in the cookie jar is the day I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I ain't popping through.
well, we go like this. One of these days, he'll be on you, roasting you, and I'll go be here falling out laughing. I will like, only both of you gotta go at it.
And I'll be right here saying, well, at least I got into the cookie jar that day.
And that's the thing. Because when you showed me that thing this week, I was livid after we do a show. So we can address some of these ridiculous statements. Like, seriously, I want to reach through the screen and grab the guy by the throat. Like, what are you talking about? You have the audacity to ask, why is Bleach to be the fourth emperor of anime? Like,
Well, but see again, notice one thing, right? Ain't you the same? Remember when we talked about Bleach last time, right?
mm-hmm,
Didn't you not said that there was other people that are able, other animes that are able to replace Bleach? But my thing is
mm.
again, if it was replaceable, why didn't they replace it?
And you're right, but he would have been referring to him based on the title. The other two anime, you know, they're OG anime.
Well, no. Well,
You know,
I don't know. I don't watch One Piece, so technically I can't say that's OG.
I know. You don't watch One Piece. I get that. Naruto is there in the mix, right?
I watch with Naruto,
Jujutsu Kaisen shouldn't even be up there in the first place.
and I haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen.
I watch it; it's really good, but it's not good enough to take over a Dragon Ball D place.
Of course not.
Because yeah, you talk about the animes that open the door for all other anime to showcase their work in the Western Hemisphere, and we spoke on this, did we not?
I mean, yeah, we did.
We had the big three, and we had one before that. But even though the guy was correct, he want to be interchangeable. Astro Boy should be mentioned. What other anime that came out in the early '90s, early '80s, and made a stand for themselves for anime? You gonna bring something especially new? as if that's the emperor. Like, are you kidding me? This is why I say some people are not meant to be speaking about anime if they don't know the history of anime.
Well, I mean, again, I don't know where his stance originates from for him to say it. Because at the end of the day, again, everyone's not the same as anyone's not the
I,
same anime fan as the next person. It's like again, even for me, like again, I'm it's call myself an anime fan, but I know I'm not as heavier than the next person out there. So I can't sit here and say, oh, I know what I'm talking about. But for those animes that I do know and do watch, I can definitely stand on those and be like, hey, I'm gonna put up a fight. But for everything else, it's like that's more of a here and there.
I get your point, and I agree with your statement on that part. I totally understand that. But what I wouldn't do is
Gundam doesn't
disrespect.
even touch top three in most anime lists, except for one at least. But even then, well, no, actually not. Well, I said top three. No, yeah, it don't even touch. It comes close, but that's on a basically on a swap if you put it there. So yeah, and that would be in either 90s or 80 time frame, if I'm not mistaken, on those qualifiers.
I get you. So that one got me triggered off. Now Peter came in and mentioned this. Nothing will take over Dragon Ball and Gundam. Now Gundam is also irreplaceable. Gundam have been here since the 70s. That could be considered to be an emperor of anime.
I don't know, because when you look at the emperor status though, notice
Hmm.
all those animes that are in consideration.
Hmm.
They literally have a long lineage. My thing with Gundam is constantly switching to a different multiplexual, timeline. So it's like it never fixtures on one timeline. So
I
technically,
get you.
it doesn't actually gravitates on that terms. It is big,
I get
but
you on
it
that.
doesn't gravitate on those terms.
That makes sense. And that's something I have to look at because let's be real. We have talked about anime of the old, anime of the new. The anime of the old are the one more likely that brought recognition to the fan base, recognition to their artwork, recognition to their consistency, to the point whereby it brought a lot of exposure to other anime. We even talk about anime that could have been a big player, but due to the production company that had the IP. They didn't even mention Bayabutu Gaiva, but Jujutsu Kaisen gonna take over that particular position? Like, come on. There's a lot of interchangeable you can put there. Well, these are
Well,
the anime that
and you know how it is. It's like someone put it there for just starting conversations, but I guarantee
well,
someone put it there just to shit on Jujutsu Kaisen, just to hope that
well,
people just shit on it even further.
well, it's not as worth that the one that lit a fire in you when they said, let me repeat it again for everybody to know. Somebody put up a particular person and made a post saying that Master Ultra Inc. the Goku, Master Ultra Ego Vegeta, Broly, Beast, Gohan, and the new upgraded level of Piccolo are all the same in power level. And my partner here, Wally, lost it.
Of
Literally
course,
lost it.
because it's bullshit. Again, let's understand this. Let's understand this trivial. Broly hasn't even tapped into his Super Saiyanness, right? He's only on the Berserk terms. So if he even has potential, how do you even outbeat Broly? You don't. So again, miss me.
Eh, no, thank you.
Lies.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Here the funny part that we haven't yet seen the anime whereby it show even in the manga. Goku was testing out Gohan. He was testing him. He wasn't going full force with him. He was testing him. So the idea they're the same level, I was like, the person they was not properly tested was the nuke himself, Broly. Broly's like a nuclear weapon. If you think I'm
AKA
wrong,
the ticking
let
time
let
bomb.
let no. Here the thing though. When they made that statement, first thing came to mind is you forget that Beerus is afraid of Broly.
Why do you got that son of a gun on my planet?
Bingo.
Literally
He wasn't,
crying in his tears.
he wasn't afraid of Vegeta. He wasn't afraid of Goku. The moment you see Broly, his eye popped out of his head like,
Why you got that sick, the menace motherfreaker on my planet? Could possibly be your replacement. That's why. Wait, what? How dare you?
And mind you, Barrett is a destroyer. You don't think of a trader no when someone is like, hello. This is almost like saying Jay Uso talk about why you bring Jacob out too. Barrett said, why do you bring Broly over here?
Apparently.
I can't call Broly the Saiyan werewolf. Because that's an understatement. Get the joke?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You know how they call Jacob Fatu the Samoan werewolf? Because he's unpredictable.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I said, can I call Broly a Saiyan werewolf? Because he way surpassed that. If you want to compare a monster level, they're called a Saiyan Kaiju. That's more relatable.
In most cases, yeah.
Bingo. But this is why I like what we do in this show. We speak the fact, we speak on things that we know and we research and go in deeply. And to find out people are out here that making false assumption. And the guy who made that something about the Dragon Ball Z character is actually supposed to be the protege. So I wondered, did he actually pay attention to Akira Toriyama notes to see if it make any sense what he said, or he just decided to say that? I don't know. That it will be an ongoing debate among the Dragon Ball Z community, but they're not gonna let that one slide.
I mean, the debate is final. Like, what is there to debate? Go again. Beast Gohan is not motherfucking toppling nothing. At bare minimum, Beast Gohan is equivalent to Super Saiyan God Blue. That is it.
Hey.
Equivalent / top over. But I am not giving this kid not even an inch of saying he's over. Hell, or equal. Hell no. Not even at the close. You haven't even trained in it long enough, and I'm supposed to believe that you're just right there on Pinnacle? Man, get the fuck out of here. Hell. Off of what? Off of the damn movie? Oh, you blast a basic dummy version of fucking Cell. Like, come on. Like, no. I ain't letting that slide. Hell no.
Well, I hear you on that. Now, before we start talking about today's topic of the show, we also heard that a particular OG franchise have a new installment, Mobutu Gundam Wing, for Frozen Tears. I'm sure some people have saw the trailer. I'll say go to YouTube, go to the Gundam Wiki or Gundam Info. That's the actual YouTube page for all Mobutu Gundam. You already see the trailer in that. I saw the trailer. I was like, what kind of storyline would this going to be? But it's been years before they had an extra installation of the Mobutu Gundam Wing, which was the first Mobutu Gundam anime that came into the West, aka North America. That opened the door for anime. So I digress. So today's topic, like you were talking about, is concerning the Rurouni Kenshin. Now, anybody who know anything about Rurouni Kenshin or know this is actually a franchise anime that went through a uniquely well thought of reboot. I give it credit because before they called it Rurouni Kenshin, it came out a movie called Samurai X. So I'll start reading. Introduction. Rurouni Kenshin, also widely known as Samurai X, is a renowned Japanese manga and anime series that immersed its audience in the tumultuous early Meiji era of Japan. The story centers on Himura Kenshi, a quiet and unassuming wanderer with a dark past. One feared at the legendary assassin Hitokiri Batosai, aka Manslayer who mastered the drawing of the sword. or the sword joined mantle. During the Baku-Matsu Civil War, Kenshi was since vowed to never kill again, which was, if you ask anybody, you a samurai and say you vow never to kill, that's almost like an ultimate contradiction during that era. But I digress. So he now carried a unique reverse blade sword. A sakabato is as a symbol of its atonement. Now, is anybody who understand about Japanese sword? Every different type of Japanese sword have a symbolism behind it, have a meaning behind it, it have a history behind it. Anyone who has seen that sword, a reverse blade, a sakabato, is meant for people who, or how you want to say, want to atone for how many lives you have taken. Imagine you have somebody out there doing no error. I've taken over 100, 200, 300. You can't even keep up to their count. And they were going through an enlightenment, they want to make an atonement. That type of blade, yeah, when you see the one have that blade, you could tell that person going through some serious drama. I don't know how you deal with that one. His journey of redemption leads him to Tokyo, where he encountered Kamiya Kao, a spirit owner of a kendo dojo, whose reputation is being tarnished by a murderer claiming to be the Batosai, which is not like the ultimate contradiction. Hello, can't tell somebody's name and want to get clout. I call clout chasing. Keiichi's decision to help Kao and her dojo draw him back into the world of conflicts, where he must confront both old enemies from his past and new threat to the peace he so desperately seeks, all while struggling to uphold his vow against taking a human life. No offense. For a guy like him who got to take over 300 lives with that sword of his back in the days, got a reverse blade, so you're not going to kill. Meanwhile, we both see the anime. All you gotta do is trigger him, touch his button, and you see that twitch in his eye like, you really trying to pull me out. Am I wrong, Wally?
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I was watching it, I was like, this guy is working in Starbucks. He the ultimate walking contradiction. The way you were taking life, like you were slicing through butter. Real talk. And all of a sudden you told not to do that no more. You want to atone. Ooh, that's like fighting the demon king that residing in you. Looking at you laughing. You ain't gonna take nobody's life. It's almost like he got a word in Naruto when he got Kurama sealed inside him. I'm sure Kurama wanna look at it dude like, you know what? Naruto is not on this level. He's a little bit different. This guy, he got way worse things. You talk about you don't want to take. All right, carry on. Like I tell you, walking contradictions.
Wait, you're saying Renkishi is a walking contradiction?
You know how many times he almost slipped?
Slipped as
Come
in
on.
what? What exactly would you mean by slip?
Meaning, you have to put him in a place whereby he had no anchor. People was the friend that he surrounded himself was his anchor to pull him out. He was, you could tell there were bloodlust moments when he was like, okay, I'm gonna slice this dude up. I'm gonna make you a sushi. And people had to
Right.
risk,
But does
yeah,
that make
but the thing is, the fact that people had to risk their life to bring him out of that, I'm like, yo, that's a liability. Don't get me wrong, I love the anime, but I was looking at it like, yo, this guy is a walking liability.
but where does that makes him a walking contradiction though?
Knowing that he have those triggers. The man never took in therapy. Since there was no therapy in Japan back in the era, which is sad.
I mean, does it really need to even imply? Okay, you know what? Go ahead, because the thing is, one of the main questions I have on this is because I look at this differently. Because you always here saying walking contradiction. The way I look at it as he's showing he's showing two different sides. It's like as a man, hey, look, I did things and I reflected on things. I
Mm-hmm.
choose the life of peace.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point in time, though, do not get it twisted. For as I could flip the switch any damn time. Do not provoke. And to
Well,
be honest,
I agree. I
and
agree
I'll
with that.
go
I
even
agree.
further in depth on that. Why I say that, because honestly, there's a question I want to present on that overall as far as Renakishi, and then what this anime showed as far as manhood wise.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm not putting out the question now. Keep going.
Okay, okay. No, you make it on point right there because I'm looking at it from one angle. Because how many characters in this series will call him a walking contradiction? A lot of them. You know that. A lot of people were walking out there. They were like, dude, seriously, right? You are. You know what? This anime was very unique in itself. Many other anime writer or manga writer took the idea and made their own version of a modernized version of a person like him, who have been. I'm talking about fluent in taking people alive, trying to take a Sakamoto Day. There you go. That's one perfect example. A former hitman who living a good life, trying to avoid taking people's life. They got what the top of the line of a hitman. It's like saying he was John Wick. Say he's not gonna take nobody's life again. You gotta chill. So in this series, so many people who know his history will call him out. Like, yo, you know you're a walking contradiction. You know that, right? There are many people looking at shit want to take your title. There's many people want to compare themselves to you. And yet you are saying you're not gonna take nobody's life. You know it will be hard for anyone to believe you, knowing how good you really are. And let give it for what they said. They have a honest point of saying that because anyone who know his former past, it's like they were like you're fighting against the demon king. You're not gonna live.
All right, so wait a minute. So can I make this funny statement?
Go
Is
ahead.
a female a walking contradiction if she walks away from being a hoe?
Oh shit.
Is a man a walking contradiction if he walks away from the streets? I'm just saying. Like, okay, you want to talk about changing, right? Oh, let's talk
Oh
about it though.
god.
This
Oh
could go
god.
either way. Like,
Ladies
oh,
and
I walked away
gentlemen.
from killing people. Now I'm a walking contradiction. Like what?
This
What?
why did I not see this one coming?
No. You forced it because you keep saying walking contradiction. I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me not go. You're gonna make me go there.
Hold on. I had to say that due to the character. This character, dude, if we talk about blood on the hand, he's the real demon king. If you think about it, of his era. It's like saying the demon king decided to make an atonement. Like, you know, anyone will believe the demon king. Like, you go do what again? So I'm being a devil advocate.
You know,
And it
I'm
was
gonna be a devil advocate too. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, scratch the moment that I just dropped. I'll even hit it
oh,
with a different one.
oh Lord.
If Hellboy ain't choosing to let his horns grow and let that crown blaze the freak up, don't tell me technically he's a
What?
walking
Know what? Know
contradiction.
what? Know what?
Uh,
That is a better argument.
Hello, Blade is a walking contradiction because he don't want to suck freaking people's bloods.
You know what? You
You
got
want
it.
me
You
to keep
got it.
going? Can we
Oh,
keep going?
yo. This is why I like this show.
Spawn is a
He,
walking contradiction because he don't want to work with the devil. He's working
yo,
against him.
you know what? He got his argument. He got his point. I cannot argue with that one. He did it good right there. When he mentioned Hair Boy, I was like, damn, damn.
I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey. I would try to make the show interesting because I was trying to look at them a different angle. He coming out there
Well,
with the damn blade, like,
I'll start punching
hold on,
this.
hold on. Let's look at the overview. Title: Rurouni Kenshin. Japanese name is Meiji Kinkaku Wamanta, aka Samurai X. The author is Nobuhiro Wasuki. This guy created one of the best manga / anime of its time. It was very, very good. The genre is historical, action, drama, samurai, and romance. I'm not gonna when I'm watching this series, there are a lot of historical points that were mentioned about the history of Japan. I was like, yo. it's cool how they slip in history into the anime, so it won't be like you. It won't be like a dull moment. The setting, the early Meiji era. That's around 1878. That's post Bakumatsu Japan. I was studying history concerning China on a deeper level. I didn't even get a chance to study history deeply concerning Japan. 1878. That's a long time ago. You asked about that. So imagine how that world was like in Japan. And Japan was that small ass country, which everybody was saying it didn't make no goddamn sense. They're trying to conquer China. How can a mouse trying to conquer an elephant? Am I wrong, Wally?
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, but during that time, they were caught in trouble. I give them props for that. The main theme, redemption, pacifism versus violence. That's the one that is to play who this guy really is. Transition from chaos to peace. Atonement, the burden of power. That, if you ask me, it's like he carrying 1,000 pounds of weight on his body, and he has to live with it. That sound correct to you, Wally?
Wait, say that one more time.
The way Rurouni Kenshin in this character, he's the one carrying 1,000 pounds worth of weight on his body just to discipline himself.
Probably more.
Huh?
Probably more.
Oh, you get the point. So you come on,
Yeah.
someone like
Yeah.
you holding yourself back with a lot of willpower. It had about 94 episodes. The studio is Studio Gallop, Studio D. Hmm. I'm not sure I've heard of this studio, but it might be another anime that will be produced by this company. I won't be sure, but it will soon pop up again. I know that some anime production company we have you on their neck, like AKA Toy Animation. Hello. The manga Civilization started around 1994 to 1999 in the Weekly Shonen Jump. That's about a 5 year period of 28 volumes, right? The sequel, right, they have right now, I won't call it a sequel, I'll call it a re-adaptation. It's the Rurouni Kenshin, the Hakado Arc, 2017 to present. The co-author is with Kawo, no, no, Kawowu Kiwasaki. The setting in early Meiji area, 1978. Same thing, post Bakumatsu Japan. Fan value media, animes, movie, OVA, and live action. Now remember, I told Wally this. They have the live action version of this on Netflix, the whole complete library. And I watched it. And when watching it, I was like, no offense, this didn't look a bit better done than One Piece live action. Because the live action version of this was looking way more believable in a way. How the choreography and the fights and everything, it was very interesting though. If you ever want to believe me, please, when you get a chance, if you have a Netflix account, look up Rurouni Kenshin on Netflix. Watch in order, because I think there are 5 or 6 of them. And I promise when you look at it, you be like, ooh. If one day they did that as a movie, imagine they did that as an episode, that would really be even harder. They did a very good job on a live action version of it. I'll give them credit for that. Set during the early Meiji era of Japan, that's post 1868, that seemed like 10 years before 1878. It blends historical fiction with incredible sword fighting, action, and deep character drama. Uh, Deep is not even a word for this. You're going to see deep. A lot of the characters have their own issues. The main story arc are the Tokyo arcs, where Keiichi initial meeting with Kaoru and the formation of his new family. Early skirmishes with minor villains like Shin-E Udo, a rogue assassin introduced core theme and character. Great, great character creation. I'll tell you that for sure. I like this show for that. The second arc is the one that got real hostile. At the Kyoto arc, the most famous and beloved arc, Kenshi confronts his most formidable foe, Makoto Shishio, a successor to his assassin title. Imagine he was the top level assassin, and they were waiting another assassin in the shadow to take his place. But it never happened. They was in the same war, fighting the same fight. He walked away, laid his sword and said he's not doing it no more. The other guy was trying to go on continue, and he got set up. And that's why he had his arc where he was on a vendetta. This arc showcased the series peak action and character development. It included the iconic fight Kenshin versus Shishio, the high-stake battle with Shishio, what do you call it, Jupongantana, Ten Sword. And they want to call it G2 arc, Revenge arc, Kenshin's final confrontation with his past, a deeply personal and dark arc that deals with the consequences of his action and introduce the character of Enishi Yukishiro. If I believe correctly, this has to be his mentor, his teacher. I'm correct.
Say that one more time.
The character, the name, Enishi Yukishiro.
Nishi Kurishiro. Which one you reading? Which one? Oh, you're reading the last one, right? From the art, from the Revenge art.
Yeah, yeah. I believe that name referred to the one of his mentor who taught him his skills. If I'm correct.
If I'm not mistaken, possibly.
Because that dude, I think he's badass. He's badass. They're the guy who taught Rurouni Kenshin his skills. But when the guy took off his clothes and his jacket, whatever, this guy is ripped. I'm like, what the hell? This your teacher? How you survive? And they're saying that the only way you can master the ultimate technique, you have to learn it from your master. But the master, between master and student, one has to live, one has to die. I'm like, okay, one second, I don't want to learn that. Main character, Kinshi Himura, a titular character known for his so annoying. That thing was mentioned so many times. It got embedded in my head. Oh, oh, oh. I like, let me start watching this before I start sounding like him. Exclamation and the incredible Hitin Mitsurugi Ryo swordmanship. Now, those type of swordmanship style is legit. Not no joke. The different type of Japanese swordman style was based on different clans based on the olden era, even the Meiji era Japan. And to learn these type of style, it's not something very easy to do. That I will tell you that for sure. Man, Japan are the only country that makes the best sword in the world. That's my personal opinion. Haru Kamiya, the owner of the Kamiya Kashinryu Dojo. She provides Kenshi with a home and a reason to fight for peace. Sanosuke Sagawa, the tough-talking street fighter who wields a giant Zambato. Okay, this guy, I would say he can give. Know what? Wally, tell me if I'm wrong. This guy can give Gut a run for his money. In comes to holding heavy sword.
Yep.
The way this guy was swinging that Zambato, like it was nothing. I like, hold up. Why don't they do a death battle between Sanosuke Sagawa and Gut? So they both like a heavy ass sword. See who will win. That'd be a cool ass fight. He became Keiichi's first true friend and a loyal ally. Yahiko Myojin, a young boy who trained under Kaoru and looked up to Kenshi. He represented the next generation. That kid came a long way from that. But I bet you, if they were to do a add on to this series, Kenshin will never go teach him his style because he's afraid that he got to take up his load. What do you think?
Say that one more time.
Yahiko Maijin, even though he training under Kawu, I believe he will one day trying to bug Kenshin to teach him. Kenshin not going to teach him. Like,
Are you talking about the young boy?
yeah, the young boy.
Yeah. I mean, no. Well, he is trained under him. Which, funny enough, I have a question on that because, well, not a question, but more so of a statement on this previous idea about Renikishi that I would want to add if they were ever to allow it to happen, or at
Because here's the
least
thing.
just thought process.
Kenshin is the last student of the style that he learned. Now, for him to teach it, I don't think you want to take that risk. Because if you're taking a torment, with me, you want to make sure that style die with him. You're going to pass it on. And that's the thing about it. What's your point of view?
I mean, it's really very dependable because again, it's like okay, well, right now think about it, right? When he was quote unquote a mercenary, the top end assassin, to be what he was, right? I'm guaranteedly he had to use a different sword at that point in time. Right now, he's using a different sword at this point in time, which is more for in the sake of defense, more than it is more for quote unquote death and trying to quote unquote slay his opponents. So it's more so of wounding more than it is for death. So it's just different styles, just teaching different styles. And I think as a swordsman, even if you are trained one way, doesn't mean you can't train someone another way, especially when it comes to the basics. So it all depends on how you're really training them and what type of techniques would you teach, just to push them forward as far as their skill sets.
Agree. But here's the thing though. There's a lot of old samurai style that has either been lost or because that clan don't have no candidate to be the heir to it or successor to it. That's the thing about it. Um, anyway, I know you're not going to see the 1996 series on Netflix. It was able to get the license for the rebooted version. 1996 version, they have to make an agreement to get that particular anime series added onto their server. Remember, this is a licensing issue when it comes to Netflix. Now you can, I'm sure you can find it on Crunchyroll. I hope they could. If not, then they too got an issue too as well. But the old version, if you were to compare the old version with the new version, you could look at the artwork, the production, and compare to the two of them. Let's see. Main character, Megumi Takane, a skilled doctor with a troubled past who found redemption by helping Kenji and her friends. But she, the main character, if it's a true story, she the main person who introduced the use of opioid. Let that sink in. Next one, Hajime Saito, a sick asshole, if you want to call it. A historical figure from the Shinsengumi, a rival and an uneasily ally to Kenji, famous for his Gatosu attack, which is ridiculous, crazy strong. Aoshi Shinomawi, the leader of the Oniwa Bashu? No, Oniwa Bashu, a complex rival who become a temporary ally. You have Makoto Shushio, burned alive. I didn't want to think about it, but it actually did happen. It's true. You were
I
burned
almost
alive.
forgot about that guy.
You were burned alive, mind you, by the government after replacing Keiichi. Believe in the social Darwinism. only the song survived. But funny about it, not only he was burned alive, it did survive.
Oh, I forgot. That's another question I wanted to talk about. Because see, his mindset. Actually, what I want to, no. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'll leave that for an upload or something.
Mm. Now I'm glad that he did. I had to be corrected. Enishi Yokishio is not the master. He's the dude who had to seek revenge for his sister Tell
Yeah.
Yes. It's the mastermind of the Jinchuo arc. I remember that. That's not the dude. Now, this is the live action version of it. Ladies and gentlemen, please, please go to Netflix. Watch it. Do your honest review about it. But I'm going to tell you the live action, it didn't work. It was very interesting. Live action films, a critically acclaimed and commercially successful series of the live action known for the impressive choreography, yes, and faithful to the source material, yes. This is the only one I can say that was as close as possible to the source material. Introduced the series to a whole new generation of fans. Directed by Keiichi Otomo, starring Takeru Sato as Keiichi, filmed throughout the year. The first one was Rurouni Kenshin in 2012, Tokyo Arc. And the one in the Koto Inferno was 2014. Second one. Start of the Tokyo Arc, right? Legend End 2014. At the end of the Tokyo Arc. The final in 2021. And Nichi Jiku Arc, right? And he had another one called The Beginning, before he became what he is, in 2021. Kenshin Origin, the Bakumato and Tomei story, highly praised by choreography and cinematography. Yes, I'm telling you, I have to watch it. And I was like, they really did their homework. They made sure they stay close to the source material. The fight scene, it was like, whew. Real talk, I was asking the question, did they actually cut themselves in the act how fast they were going? Because it looked too real. To be like it was just trying to be real. But the speed, the accuracy, the impact, it was like, I loved it. What's your point? What's your opinion about this?
Oh, I haven't even know that they did even a live action movie. I didn't know they did this. I'm so serious. I didn't know they did this. You do know, again, I always believe most anime should not do any alterations. Now this actually looks pretty clean. When I saw this, I'm like, they had live action. When I look at this, I'm like,
I know you got a Netflix
this
account.
got a nice modern style to the old classic days of the samurai stuff. And it's like, it's very believable. Very
I know you
believable.
got a Netflix account, but I want you to, in your free time, please watch this. And if you have to do a add-on review of the live action video, please do it and just speak your mind. I promise you, you'll be like, shout out to the director. Keiichi Otomo did an excellent job. They're as close as possible to the source material. It was almost like you right there watching the true real life version, what it was supposed to look like. It was crazy. It was very unique. I was like, I take my hat off. It's not that easy. And you're right. There's a lot of animes you should never, ever think of doing live action version. First one on the list, on the top of the list, it's on the North Star. Really? That was an embarrassment. I digress. There's too many. We might do a show on this platform about all the live action version of the anime adaptation, and we start to go at it if it was good or not. If it was good, why? If it was trash, why? We going in heavy on it. You agree?
Say that one more time.
We should do an episode on our show concerning all the live action version of the anime they have done so far. That quantum out. I know,
That'll be a piece per piece because
I
it's
know.
gonna be a lot.
Fits of the North Star will be in the category. Dragon Ball will also be in the category.
Really, that'll take
Oh
time.
boy, that'll be a feast fest. There'll be a lot of roasting going on. How they score Piccolo, Captain. Why couldn't find a short man for Masayoshi? You got to get the tallest dude. Like seriously. Hmm.
I mean, technically, when he got big, he was considerably tall. So it's just.
Save me the bullshit. No,
Uh,
seriously, save me the bullshit. Let's not start. Let's not start. Let's not start.
I mean, no, I'm serious. Like, look, when Master Roshi was able to be in his when they allowed him to absorb the energy around, he was able to get taller. The problem is though, that's not what he is at the start.
According to Eric, a leader battle edge stand at the mountaintop at the pinnacle of perfection. You agree with him?
So when you say at the pinnacle of perfection, you're saying it's a 10 out of 10 anime?
Like,
Because if you're saying that,
no,
then why is
live,
it not part of the
live
big
action.
three? Oh, amongst live action. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen that either.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Again, there's a lot of animes live actions I haven't known that they did live actions for.
we might have to do a show on this. And Eric will be our how you want to call it? Our fact checker in the chat. I hope you will not be biased. You'll be objective about it because we need to really speak on some of the live action adaptation.
Pinnacle.
And this is a mission to shout out to some of the big names in our group that we know. Jay Takashi, if you will be able to come on that particular show, we would like to have your objective opinion about it. Did I, Mike? Yes. Mandrell, yes, would like to have your opinion about it too as well because we have that show about the live action adaptation of anime. Please don't try to save it if you know they did crap work with it, but they will get tear apart on this show. No anime is safe. That's our policy. You suck, you suck. If you're great, you're great. If you're mediocre, mediocre. If you continue to be in the same category or meth, aka kind of what it command or what do you call it? Take a blade? Yeah.
What?
I'm just saying. We're not gonna play around with this one. But sometimes people can be gaslighting us. Be like, oh, it's good. What the? Seriously. Y'all seen Dragon Ball live action? Have you seen Fist of the North Star live action? They did Bleach. It's on Netflix.
They did Bleach live action?
Yeah. And they did it. Okay, Alchemy. What that anime?
What, Former
Yeah.
Alchemist?
They did a live action version of that one too. I'm telling you, make it your assignment for the next month. Look over all the live action versions they did on Netflix. You be like, huh? Curious.
I'm guessing we're gonna be doing live action reviews for the next section. This monotony gotta stop. I'm sorry, this monotony gotta stop. Just leave it as the freaking animation. Like, just leave it as animation movies. Like, why I gotta do the live action? Some of these are not meant to be live
AKA
action.
Cowboy Bebop.
See, that's a different scenario. He don't have no powers.
Yeah, but people think it sucks.
Well, then again, that just goes to the writers that just
So,
can't
ladies
sell.
and gentlemen, we put it out there. You're watching our broadcast live or watching our air show already. We want to start talking about live action adaptation the next round. And each one will be on the chopping block. And we need more people on the panel so they can give their honest, objective opinion about some of these live action. If you have heat, bring the heat. If you have something to praise about it, then bring it. Yeah, because there's a lot of live action adaptation on certain anime. And some need to get pimp slapped. I'm being real with you guys. So we will have that. We will start fishing out all the live action version of the anime, one by one. Maybe we'll start scheduling them, and we do a ranking system. Who did well, who did not? Because Eric say a little battle angel. I will have to watch both the anime and the live action version to do the judge now. You want to be part of this particular show? I mean, unlock so we can make it a really talked about podcast show. Please come and join us. So you want the heat. If you believe this, it should be what it is. Speak on the reason why. Have objective fact about it. Sometimes you want to play devil advocate, then you can play devil advocate. What I did today. And Wilder was like, you're not gonna do that because if that's the case, then what about this dude and this dude and this dude? I was like, damn, you got a point. Hellboy, good example. Um, there's a long list of anime characters who was based on this particular character, whereby redemption was the issue. Sasuke, redemption, that is true. He was falling back. I just thought about it just now. He lost his arm with his blood brother Naruto. We're going to take over the Konoha village. So his atonement was to be the spy for the village. But we now I call it he's a walking contradiction because the level of atrocity they got done is massive, and everybody know his history. He's supposed to be considered the most feared man in Japan during the Meiji era. Period, hands down. The fact that his successor, who supposed to be at the same level with him, got his ass burnt, barbecue, charcoal, roasted, overbaked. We're afraid you want to use. Some of them want to hit up on under wraps, pun intended. I'm just being honest. Oh, let me go back. I didn't talk about this one. Go to the legacy. Legacy and influence. Historical setting. It provides a fascinating look at the traditional period of Japan history. Yes, it does. More complexity. Explore the theme of redemption, forgiveness, and the price of violence and the meaning of justice. It did a lot. Incredible action features some of the most dynamic and iconic sword fight in anime and manga history. Yes. Some of the sword fight in this anime were considered one of the best fights. It fought on the list. Memorable cast, a diverse range of characters with compelling backstory and motivation. They did a no, I'll tell you this right now. They did an excellent job creating unique characters that you can almost say, you know what, I like this character. I like the uniqueness about this character. They did an excellent job with that. Next day, Flint continue. One of the most iconic historical action manga of the 1990s. Yes, popular both in Japan and globally, especially during the anime boom. So, that being said, This should be one of the emperor of anime. It's not so, isn't it?
So, well, go run back that one more time.
It's popular both in Japan and globally, especially during the anime boom. The anime boom started around the 1990s. It's not so.
It wasn't the only one that started in the 1990s either.
Bingo. But there could also be an mechanic could be considered to be an emperor anime. Isn't that right?
No.
No? Okay. We'll talk about it.
Here's the reason why. Here's the reason
Go
why.
ahead.
Well, again, you gotta ask yourself, look at the other competitors. If you're talking about Bleach, Naruto, Dragon Ball, then you're also talking about, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball. Just look how long those have gone, though.
That's true. That point.
So
This anime,
now, granted,
you're right.
I just
Go ahead.
want to say
Go
this
ahead.
in one continuously, though. Now, if you want to talk about just in overallness, like not just the anime, but even just like the expansions. Now, you could say the expansions will help it give it a case. And granted, like I said again, depending on who you ask, Renikishi could be at their big three in the 90s. So it ain't far-fetched. So it all really depends on how much people see it overall. Because again, Dragon Ball is a tough case.
You're right.
Sailor Moon is a tough case. And others are a tough case.
Mobile Gundam is another tough case too because they also a part of it.
Well, most of Gundam's only that is particular one. Hold on, let me look at what was the one I mentioned before. If that was on the same
Eric
list.
put this one in the mix. Lone Wolf and Cub. It's also part of it during the 90s.
Yeah, I never heard of it. So
See, this is what I'm talking about. We might have to do a show about this, about 90s animes that will consider to be epic, impactful.
all right, so I think
Because we might have to bring all the big anime head on the platform, come over here, but like, yo, we need to talk this one out. Let's call it for what it is.
so the early 2000s.
So therefore, you bring your argument, who you stand for, who you support, who you think could be.
Right. So Gundam was in the 80s, but as far as the 90s
But when they-
goes,
but when-
so 90s Renikishi would be one of the many.
When they came into the United States, what was the first Mobile 2 Gundam series that was made a name for them? Mobile 2 Gundam Wing.
The first one?
Well, Mobile 2 Gundam Wing.
No, it didn't mention the wing.
We did-
This is what it says. It says Mobile Suit Gundam, various series starting in 1979, but with the significant 80s entry like Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. So
I
that's
know,
in the 80s.
but
again.
what anime came to North America?
What are you talking about?
What Mobile Suit series made a name for themselves first in America?
I mean, that's in America, but that doesn't mean that
I know.
contribute
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Because again, it's not even one of the top hits.
I know
in the
it's
90s.
it's one of
That's
the
what I'm
top
trying to
kids,
tell
but
you.
let's be real. The anime boom that made itself known to North America. They used Mobile Suit Gundam.
Well, it never said. Well, again, it says Japan and globally. It never said exactly where. It said globally. Globally can be a lot of things.
True, I agree.
So making an anime boom is a lot
I
of things.
agree
Again,
that. I agree with that.
even though this is good, again, we all know Renikishi's good, but a lot of other animes you could say made an anime boom. It's just
And we both can agree there's a long list.
growing. This is just a punch forward. That
And
goes
you
through.
can agree there's a long list of this.
Well, yeah.
But if you were to do the show on this one, that show might be almost 2 or 3 hours. You will be going back and forth. And you gotta create a ranking system which consider if you want to take out of all the 90s, who had the rightful place to be considered to be the emperor of anime based on its impact or an influence on how much impact it had on the global stage. Somebody in the 90s. And it can't just be me and you alone because you gotta get other big heads who heavy on anime like we are. And they might have a different saying, you know what, maybe this anime to be considered. What do you think?
I mean, even then, again, it's like each anime, whatever you can think of for that particular year that they came out, you always say that they had a great impact. Like, yeah, Gundam, you would say is the best pioneer as far as the quote unquote, tech, mech tech out animes. out there. Yeah, you would say it's the leading frontier
Here what
for
here what
most
Eric said. He said
first
he
waves
said
of
the
the
first wave of
anime
anime in
movement.
America hit in the early '70s. And technically, I'll tell you correct because remember what I tell you, Voltron. Everybody thought it was cartoon. No, it's Japanese anime.
But yeah, people didn't know. Well, some people didn't know the difference, depending on wherever they picked up the adaptation. Same thing for Power Rangers. When Power Rangers came over here, that was Jap,
Exactly.
but it came over here. They changed to American.
So we got a lot of good, interesting topics to have on this show. More people on the panel and bring the argument. We're like, real talk, real talk. Where do you stand on this? And we might have to do like a ranking system whereby we create that type of chart and everybody had to pick and choose or we vote. Which contribute to be on the emperor status, which one to be on king or emperor king, which to be on duke. Like put it on ranking system. We have emperor, that's king. We got duke, we got prime minister, whatever ranking system you want to call about it. And say,
Can we just be simple and just be like, there's S tier, A tier, B tier,
okay,
like all the special names is just like
okay,
okay, like
S
what?
tier, but there'll be three types of S tier. You got S tier, got SS tier, and you got SSS tier. How about that?
Depending on the '90s, I mean, uh,
We gotta work on that. Inspire other series with samurai
S tier.
swordmen. I mean, not samurai with swordman protagonists. Samurai Champloo, which is one. Demon Slayer, that's another one. Despite the controversy surrounding in the author in the later year, the work remained influential. I need to look into that controversy they're talking about. Despite the controversy surrounding the author in later years, the work remained influential. That means this author must have done something. We gotta look into it further on later on. Last slide. If I'm taught on this show, based on the note here, Rurouni Kenshin is more than a samurai story. It is a timeless tale about a man journeying to escape his violent past and find peace. At its core, the series explores themes of redemption, atonement, and profound impact of violence on both the individuals and society. But Kimura Kenshi, a legendary assassin who had vowed to never kill again, and now they delve into the complexity of the moral responsibility and the struggle to uphold one ideal in a world that constantly tests them. It is a compelling look at how one tries to forge a new path, not by forgetting his past, but by using his lessons learned from it to protect the innocent and build a better future. The series weaves together a historical element of the Meiji Restoration with deep personal character arcs, offering a rich tapestry of action, drama, and philosophical inquiry. Remember, a man's life is not measured by the number of people he killed, but of the people he saved. Um, I like a scale. Mean if the scale of people he saved is more than the scale of people he killed, then there goes redemption. Got it. You think?
Say that one more time.
Based on that last statement,
I'm looking
a
for
man's life is not measured by the number of people he killed, but by the people he saved. I mean, his level of atonement is based on a scale. Based on the number of people he killed, he had to either match the number of people he saved or go beyond that.
pretty much because you gotta think of it this way, right? Compare it to the the Army, Navy, Air Force. If you want to say it, like just compare it to anyone's army, right? In a sense, when you're facing a threat, right? Are you really validating that man from the kills of people that he killed? Or are you validating him from the lives that he saved?
Good point. Good point. Now here,
Because of course, the country, it's a
it
whole
was like
different
by
narrative.
Eric. Eric don't play around. Historical fact. Kimber the White Line, 70. Astro Boys, 70. Eraser.
Oh yeah, those are clear classics. So, yeah.
Gantor. You want to say Eric is our back checker for the anime unlock. Real talk.
Holy sh!
What?
Well, I Okay, controversy like a motherfucker. Forget controversy. This is just nightmares.
Please let us know what's going on so we can hear.
Oh my. Okay. Well, I didn't want to bring the shame part,
We put
but
you there.
Lord have mercy, man. What's wrong with you?
You gotta talk about it. Come on.
Okay, look. So the controversy wrapping around the creator of Renakishi, right? He was convicted of possession of child pedograph.
Whoa.
Yes. In November of 2017, reported emerged that Tokyo police have found DVDs containing footage of naked, you know what, naked girls in the early teens at the creator of Renkishi's Tokyo office during an investigation related to the purchase of child pedograph. A search of his home reportedly uncovered around 100 such DVDs. He was referred to a prosecutor. First prosecutor admitting to the charges. And in February of 2018, he was fined 200 yen. I think that's what it is, which is approximately in US dollars 1,900 at the time. This revelation led to a significant backlash from fans globally and caused the immediate hiatus of the Renakishi, the Kado arc manga, which had just begun, serialization. Serialization. Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, that is some ugly work, bro.
Yo,
That's some ugly work.
Controversial, indeed.
Yeah, and it definitely left a sting on it. Oh my
The
god!
fact that you wrote a masterpiece and you did.
You almost he almost effed everything. Okay, no, that's crazy.
You wrote a masterpiece
That's
and you did the effort about doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we do this show that we do. You'd be surprised what we hear, what we see, what we research, what we dig in deep. Because if we do a show about toy animation, who knows how many dirt we're gonna find? It will be crazy. You'll be like, they did this? Because I want to really know the real report concerning Akira Toriyama and his venture, why he didn't want to go any further. If it's true that he wanted to end it, because we were talking about that a few shows ago that they are saying that the money made from Dragon Ball D franchise is part of the Japan economy. I was like, shit. It's like saying Burkina Faso economy is based on the gold and other natural resource. So Dragon Ball Z franchise is a natural resource for Japan. If you want to put it that way. And not just the Dragon Ball Z, One Piece is also because I'm sure one of our soon to be members of the Sparta HQ network, he's in Japan with his family, King Smith.
Oh.
He's enjoying himself in Japan. Maybe might use him, but like, yo, since you're out there, why don't you be our Japan correspondent? Look up certain things for us and let us know the juice, so to speak. Is that correct? But that'd be cool if we have someone in the team who lives in Japan and could be our go-to person in case of any upcoming anime or news information. So they could be our correspondent to come on the show and deliver the news. That'd be a cool ass. He's back? Oh man. Peter said he came back.
Correspondence.
Shock. It'd be nice if he was living there so we can use him for that. Have him go out there, be our correspondent. Maybe take a video of himself with the life-size version of the Gundam statue over there. Hey, that'd be good. That'd be good material. You think? I'm just saying.
Oh, it would be good. It's crazy. That is some crazy shit. Go ahead.
Oh, he did what again? So he did took a picture. He took a cool picture with the real life Gundam. That was good. Now Eric add more to it. It's not unlike the allegation against Neil Gaiman, which make you feel like your brain is breathing out of your ear. Who is Neil Gaiman? And what are his products? Can you look him up, Wally? Remember, Eric is our fact checker for anime now. And Peter, please do so. We need him. He's resource for our show since he went to Japan.
Okay, English after.
All right. Sandman.
Okay, he was well known for his books and all his other stuff. But let me see. It's not unlike the allegations against him, which made.
Every time they say he created a product for Sandman, I think that's the one we saw on Netflix.
Yeah, he did.
So what is controversial about Neil Gaiman? What did he do? Hmm.
Hold on.
But my co-host searching for the information. We might put a new title for you, Wally. Our intellectual correspondent or intellectual fact checker or what to say. But I like when we stream giving a shout out. I'm glad you put the subtitle under the title. I'm kind of liking it. To give it a better look when we do these shows.
All right. Okay. Well, so Neil, he was the center of a sexual assault accusations with numerous women, which began reported in news outlets in 2024.
Whoa.
And I'm gonna just stop right there because I'm not going that far.
So going forward, I'll make sure we make our title look better up in here. So I know I'm the host, but he's my co-host.
You putting this damn thing on me?
Hey, I gotta show respect to my co-host. What's wrong with that? Come on, man. We in on this.
Yeah, I could have put that on myself. I didn't even do it. Like I know it was there. Like I could have even did that. I didn't do it. I was like,
But hey, I had to show respect. For anyone coming on this panel, you gotta come with a very unique title. Either you are our correspondent or you are our source of information, you are a fact checker for the show. It's what it is. This is how we gonna do about it.
Eric, you don't have to elaborate on details. It said everything for me. It literally said everything for me.
Damn.
I ain't going, like I said, I didn't even go into details.
So imagine that though. We have a author of a very unique venture that we love, and he putting too much heat to the point that to put his work on hiatus. Like, dude, why would you? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. Why do we have people who are straight genius, straight unique people who create masterpiece for us to enjoy, but you still had to do something stupid?
It's what you would call the skeletons of the dark vice.
Yeah, you have to say that.
Apparently, he had one.
I have to agree.
But real quick though, because the show ain't over, we still got some more material to go
Oh yeah, we
with
do.
it. Because I definitely got some questions to ask. As far as for the show and just for the lightness of it all. Right. So here's question number one. Now I'm gonna ask you. Right. How did the historical settings of the Meiji era influence your perception of the story?
And
That's the first question I'm gonna ask
my
on that
my
part.
my my view on that is the fact it's not only that it was placed in the historical era of that realm, the Meiji era, but the way the storytelling component to connect with the history to what was taking place because they were going through a chain of the god. They were walking from the way of the samurai into the way of the gun. Let's be real though, because if you think about it, there was less bloodshed. Less bloodshed. You know, gun take way more like quicker than the swords, and it wouldn't take somebody like you had to earn that one.
Pretty much.
So it was like a changing of the guard. They want to walk away from having a shogun or shogunate where you have a democracy. Think about it. In Japan, we had shogunate. In China, we have the emperor. But China had it worse than Japan because China was a warring state. Every clan was fighting for supremacy to unite all China. So that 500
Yeah.
years of fighting, dude. How many women you got to knock up to replace the people you lose?
Right. I mean, one thing for sure for me, right, just looking at it, it was definitely a very much of an interesting insight for sure, right? Especially
Hmm.
knowing that it's a historical and they put it into an anime where
Hmm.
they try to give a like a little bit of insight on there because it's like because you know how it is, right? It's like because now the whole world expanded from where it was beforehand, so now to see what it was yesteryear in a sense and now get that bit of history while getting the action and the storytelling and everything else along with it. It was pretty much a unique, take on it overall. But here's the second part to the question that I wanted to ask you for number one, and that was it okay? Was it what you expected from a samurai anime?
Ooh, that's a tough question because I've seen so many samurai anime. This one kind of like set the bar high compared to Ninja Scroll, which wasn't a samurai anime with a ninja anime. Remember, it's also based in Japan. So there was if you want to say standard, the standard bearer. When it came to that anime, that was the standard bearer for all samurai anime. Like you gotta meet that level of productivity, meet that level of storyline, meet that level of plot twist, and then some. And they inspire a lot of swordman animes. Demon Slayer, you cannot say it's not the case. Demon Slayer embody that to the next level. Because when it comes to sword play anime, Demon Slayer was showing you different forms, different styles, different range, how far it can go. And you cannot deny they have some of the best fights. So when it came to set the bar high, it did. That I would say correctly because unless you want to tell me, anyone who watched it, unless you want to tell me wrong, what samurai anime or swordman anime can, can give Rurouni Kenshin a run for his money? And I'm willing to listen to your point and why. Because it was well thought through. It was a masterpiece of itself. The plot twist, the journey, the character creation, the growth of the character, the world creation. It was like, and plus it's based on historical facts. It makes you feel like you're getting a glimpse of what was like back
Right. So for me personally, right, was it what I expected? No. And just because of, again, when we talk about samurais, you would thought it would have been a lot more actiony, a little bit more higher hyperbolic, a little bit more of, you would think there would be more of a level threat of, samurais amongst him that would really challenge him, other than just the one or the few that did.
then.
But because of the spin and the nature of the story and what it conveyed, it was still excellently executed. So I'm very much pleased.
Interesting.
So for the next one, I got, which character resonates with you the most in the early episodes and why?
I'll say the young boy. It would be too easy to say Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
But the character creator of that young boy, it let me show there's a chance if they play the card right, it could be a spin-off.
But what about his character that you see yourself in him?
The struggle, what you had to go through, how much roadblock you had to break through before you could start holding yourself on your 2 feet. The
Right.
work ethic. I don't have a lot of blood in my hand. That's why I could never believe with Rurouni Kenshin. If I did, then yeah,
Yeah.
that go Kamu. Interesting. I'm gonna look it up.
So for me, so for my guy, right, I would say Sanu School, Sararu,
The
Sagaru.
Street Fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Main reason, just who he is as a character, is like high-headedness. You know, that's just what it is. Like, I see myself in that real easy, right? Real easy. But as much as a hothead as he is, I mean, he's still a decent guy. So, hey,
Yeah, he hard headed, but with a real accurate hard head, pun intended.
okay, so much so.
That fight that he had with that dude, with that busted about dude, the battle of the headbutt, I was like, dude, seriously.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so here's question number 3. What are your initial thoughts on the concept of atonement as portrayed in Kenshin's journey?
I know we were talking about it earlier in the show. I know it's almost like a walking contradiction, but I get it. You, the path of an assassin carry a severe level of weight. But let's be real. Rurouni Kenshin, perfect example. John Wick, perfect example. Then you want to take an oath not to take a life? John Wick could never do that.
He couldn't.
John Wick.
Last time I checked, isn't it the same John Wick that wanted retired?
He did retire, but when they brought him back out, did he spare anybody's life or he took a lot of people out?
Exactly, but notice he had to be pushed to get back out. So again, this is the same guy that literally walked away from being what? A mercenary, the Top Gun. You're right. Again,
He walked. No, yes, he walked away. He didn't have a path of atonement. When they brought him back out,
of course, you
this
didn't
guy,
have past atonement, but that doesn't mean that. Again, it's like you got to think about
when
it.
he
No,
came
but
back,
wait a minute. You say that he don't have a past atonement, but again, think about it. Really think about it. When he walked away, what turn of events happened at that time frame?
oh, you mean a woman?
His wife passed away.
Yeah, I remember.
So again,
Yeah, I remember. You're right. They pissed him off. So because they pissed him off, he got to clean out the whole entire assassination league. Go about the top 100, say there'll be no more leagues. The man cleaned out the whole entire roster by himself. What kind of risk would you take to bug the number one on the ranking system just for him to come out and clean out the whole entire roster? Seriously, you got a point. But the path of redemption, it is critical. You need some severe level of willpower. Be like, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm just being honest. Ooh, it's like carrying 1,000, 2,000 pound weight around your waist, on top of your chest, put it on your ankle. Like the Chinese would do when they would train themselves. They use some kind of strange material that the weight is so crazy. But when you're moving, everybody think you're sick. Now we're like you can't weight on your body. That's what it seemed like.
no, I get
It ain't easy, but
It never is. But I think
No.
that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of the concept of this whole anime. It's like when you look at someone like this and their road to that atonement. Just think about it, just in general for anybody else. You've seen movies, thug movies, people trying to walk away from the life, people trying to move on.
and
It's the
again,
same thing
and they getting dragged right back into it.
because that's the element that they chose. So that's the element that they have no choice. That's the nature of the element that have to keep on being in. Same thing with Rurouni Kenshin. You couldn't escape it either. It's the same piece of nature that he has to stay into because of who he is, his title,
And the
everything.
fact he had a reverse blade sword make it even scarier. Everybody saw the sword. You ain't got arrested for it until they saw the sword. They're like, imagine a police officer. Hey! You're not gonna have this on you. Yeah, I know, man. No. They took the sword, open it. Oh. They only had a brain fart. They couldn't even think straight. They look at the sword, they're like, you can see it on the face. You can see that they're almost forming like, you carrying what? What you trying to do? After a couple of other police officers trying to stop it, they get the picture. When you see him, don't look at the sword. You will have a brain fart moment.
Right. But I am going to act on a little bit of more of this atonement betrayal because there is something more that I would wish they did. Like, I wish the creator actually, he really like gut wrenched it in there a little bit more because it would have made it even more better in my opinion. But going on to the fourth question I have for you, right? Okay. We got something for Eric. Oh no, Eric got another statement. I just want to get them in there.
I'm waiting. Eric, you got it right. But woe betide those who drag a seasoned killer back into killing it. That's a story trope. You're right.
But going on to number 4, right? Beyond just fighting, what deeper message about peace, justice, or the human spirit Do you think Renakishi conveyed?
Mm, that's a tough one. But he did convey a unique message, but in today's era, I don't think they will comprehend him. There was a sense of pride, a sense of belonging, a sense of responsibility that he will portray, whereby just because he had a school path that he had, you can still make some contribution to society and do it in a way where you're not seeking for validation. He guy was not taking no validation. He was like, if I could just do as much as I can, give me as a shadow. How long it puts the needle toward for good. That's all that matters. He was taking a journey that many would not want to follow, nor take. So it's not a very simple journey everybody can get on. Those who are ready to be about it builds real level strength. And that it does.
Well, for me, right, just thinking about this question. So, as far as from a standpoint of peace and trying to find the conveyance in that, I mean, definitely trying to live a more simpler life, trying to live a life that is away from the actions, trying to, change your lifestyle, which mostly what Renakishi did was part of his ideal peace, right? Because of course, from being a samurai guy, from being a guy that still has this influence, but from a standpoint of choosing to wound or at least be on some type of defensive of showing some paralysis from not killing, it just gives that much of an influence on just trying to pervade peace, but mostly just because of being in circumstances of peace, like being away from the action or being away from where trouble will lie. Then when you think about justice, he has to convey what is true justice, right? It's like, I don't have to kill you to find justice, right? Because again, if you think about this, right, think about what we believe, right? For
Hmm.
those out there that are believers of God, however you choose to do it, neither in your religious contextuals or just in your natural day belief in the Bible, it's the same way, right? God will tell you, do not kill. And but most of us would know for the choices that we do at the end of the day of choosing to make that choice, we do have to pay some atonements to that because we made the choice that he didn't want us to do in the first place. So it's like you also got to think about it too. It's like each of these things do have a trial and error in everything that we do, but in which shows us a lot more. But for Renakishi to sit there and say, I pretty much murdered like so much bodies, and in how you're saying, right, it weighs like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 pounds worth of pressure. This is how it's weighing on the human spirit. So now it's coming back to bite you because you actually have a conscience of who you are, and you understand like you never know who you really killed. Did you really kill someone that really had family? Did you kill somebody that was just really a monster? You don't know who you killed. All you know is you were just told to do something. That was your job as it. And now this haunts you every single time. And if you think about it, it was sort of like because it's even shown in some other animes in some form or facets amongst some others in a particular way. But even then, in just in TV, like just that haunting vision every single time. It, that psychology in your head, it's always there. It's that visual is always there, so it's always going to be there. And this is part of the thing that I wish that they really pushed because imagine a cycle where, because honestly, Renikishi, when you really think about it and his choices, imagine if this was darker. Imagine you put the element
Ooh.
of berserker constantly would go through
Oh
repetitive people
no!
that he killed, and they're always in his head.
Man, it would be it's a really dark enemy.
Like, just imagine that. So trying to find peace, then trying to build this relationship, then at the same time, always got to come back, and then someone really pushing you over the edge to really pull that trigger to really do another blow.
Mm.
It's always a trying matter. But the fact that you're willing to do it, it shows you're truly someone that is on a path that's really trying to step away. Most people won't do that. Most people will stay in the rut that they're in and suffer the consequences. But others, they're choosing to make that effort walk away. And this is my thing. We all, one thing that Renikishi should show anybody out here, we all can make our mistakes. That's very much true. How much of us have the strength and the will to know it, be aware of it, and actually make actions towards it? And then that's my thing with that, which is why I sort of stand on the idea is you can go through a lot of things. You can do a lot of things. You can have the baggage. You can have the skeletons. What do you do with it, though? And that's just something like I would say. But let me go on from here, right?
Okay.
And this is my question number 5, does Renikishi shows a high level of masculinity?
High level.
And when I say that, I'm saying that in a sense of when you think about men in general for what we have to do in a sense of action, as far as you can say defending family or defending people you care about, just in general, or just in action of protecting your country, however you want to visualize it in any other way.
Now,
Characters.
since you will say that, I will have to take a script from Mandrill because remember he did a show about being a man. I talk about masculinity, being stoic. When he came to was beyond stoic. He had a beyond sense of pride for country, sense of pride for people, sense of pride of responsibility. It got to a point when, dude, you were being offered a position that worth way more money, but he was like, I want to be on ground level. I want to be up there and be low food. You know how you just so high power level you become lazy. He wanted input into work. I don't think anyone can showcase a level of masculinity as high as Rurouni Kenshin did. He barely complained, but then you do too much, or you with annoying the type of simple behavior he was portraying, that for the sake of keeping himself under wrap. You know he too damn powerful. Sometimes he let that girl just put him on just for the sake of fun. And people have been watching to do like they like to sound like is this the same guy whooping our ass, molly whopping us, mop the floor with us, and he gets something by this weekend? You don't understand it, but you gotta be in that circle to understand. He had people confused. They were looking at him like, real talk, you scaring us here. So we have to fear you, but then they fear the woman who we can. But she got that power over you. But if we do anything to her, we trigger your. Like, okay, we get the picture.
Right.
He did play next level masculinity in a very unique, funny way. He did. But
Right.
his level of masculinity was contradictory because it was a linchpin to it. As long as she's safe, yeah, good.
I mean, it's still absolutely whatever. But yeah, no, for me, I agree. It's like I think he does explain a high level, but and when I say but, I don't mean it like in contrary. But once again, it's like just looking at it for what he possesses and what he shows. He shows a very demeanor of saying, I know what it means to be an animal. You are not an animal. I know what it looks like to be an animal. But for the fact of a guy to literally walk away from being in that grueling, monstrous lifestyle and be able to find peace and harmony and be able to smile and look at you as if he's some regular goofball on a daily day. In reality, he can flip that switch and literally drop you like a bad habit. That right there shows you, like, yeah, he's a guy that can be like, on one hand, he's caring, loving, kind person. On another hand, he's a deadly weapon waiting to be woken.
And this guy was being hounded on watching clothes duty, watching dishes duty, shopping duty. You'd be like, "Oh, let me. You coming shopping with me? Nigga. Oh,
I
you watch the most
definitely,
you watch the most dangerous man sweating doing shopping. You was like, why? And you
right.
like, you watching the guy. You need to stop doing that. You're messing a lot of people's psyche because we all know you scary as hell.
Right.
It-
But the thing is, that's the interesting part here, right? Because Serenikichi, based upon the nature that he gives you on a general plane, you'll just sit here and say he's just a good guy. That's all he is. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. Oh, but see, the good guys will get dumped, left in whatever. But you know what's funny though? But when he turned that switch on, I guarantee you could be like, oh my, because that's gonna be a whole nother different plane.
You know that guy. That time I talked about he had the best swordsmanship, and the guy told him, "You never taken a life. You don't know what it's like." And where he did that, dude, the guy was, dude, to give that soulless stare. That not only man was sweating, he's about to pee on himself. Literally, the type of stare that Ronnie Kenshin gave that dude, it was beyond soul piercing. It went beyond his soul. It was holding. It was in his soul, grabbing his soul. You wanna be me? You wanna change places? Wanna ride my hotel? The man broke.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
You
next.
never judge.
That's next level masculine. That's next level strength. He didn't have to do that to you. He just give it that look like you really know what it's like to walk my path. And the way he did it, the weight of that thing was so heavy. You could tell he was being crushed by it. There's always the thing about Japanese, they know how to display a level of bloodlust that's so suffocated. Like, you make you feel like you can't even move your body.
All right, Eric. Thanks for
Okay,
coming
Eric.
in. See you next week.
Thank you for coming in for the show.
I'll see
We
you
really
in the
appreciate your
following
work.
within the following weeks or
Yeah.
the following days. I should say the following days. All
Mhm.
right. But yeah, but definitely Nikishi's up there. But last question, and then we'll close it out by talking about the next few shows coming up. But
Mhm.
last question is, if you were able to speak with the creator of Renikishi, what would you advise him to add or subtract from the anime and why? That's the final question for tonight.
Uh, Now it's kind of hard to see. I want to talk about. I can get controversial. What I'd say, do.
Right. Yeah, the controversial, that's a different notion. But,
I'll say first of all,
before the controversial, let's say that.
I would say, first of all, go to therapy. You need to.
Yeah. He's sick of
We need you. We need you work and put out more good material. Second of all, is it possible the character can have a next generation that carry the torch or not? That's the question to ask. Because we know this guy want to keep the style that he learned and let it die out with him. Is it possible there'll be a pass of the torch sometime soon, or it's not gonna happen? That is a massive question mark because let's be real. In that arc, in that series, we question who had the best fighting style. His style was top notch. Question is, would I be passed down?
Well, last but not least, for me, for my thoughts, this is what I would ask. This is what I would advise if I was able to add or subtract from the anime. Honestly, a storyline where we talk about Yahaiko
Mhm.
One Muyajin. Sorry, I'm butchering the name. But the young little orphan.
Yeah. Yahiko.
I would love to see like if we were to do like a split series from it, like coming in like okay, we talk about the young boys like being the next generation of the samurai. Like he pulls up since he's in a dojo, he's pretty much taking some form of training. He gets that next level tier, and then he gets busted sword, and then he gets it on his own journey. I love to see like that type of expansion if he were to get that. That's what I would see. Like I would have like if I was able to like literally speak to him, to the creator, and give him an advice of add or subtract. It would just be seeing that part for me. Why? Pretty much so because, as we know, like from the timing of that era that Rurouni Kenshin was in, it was more of like the more older classical era. So I think if you were to bridge it coming into more of the slight nuance tier, I think that would be a nice little bridge into a more deep, an in-depth story. But that actually falls off from the atonement part, which technically still lives on it, but with the differences of making tough choices. Because now it's that battle. Now we go from atonement,
Mm-hmm.
understanding from that story, and then now we go from making the tough decisions. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
like as a young person making the tough decisions, do you kill? Do you not kill? What do you define worthy of killing at that point in time, if any? All that stuff.
Very
So
interesting.
yeah,
Very interesting. Well put together.
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, let us talk about the next few shows coming on up, and we'll be out of your hair. And we'll see you guys next time.
Uh-huh.
So, for tomorrow, Thursday night, when you got Coach Ferg and you got our president, Paul Bennett, we'll be talking about burning from within, fighting inflammation before it fights you. Stay tuned to that because that's very important. That's very important, especially for those that got some bad joint pains. If you are dealing with that right now, or any other ailments that are linked to that. Next on up, Saturday. This is gonna be a big one. Console wars right here with Nintendo versus Sega.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We all
last
know who
week
won this.
we were supposed to do Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. That didn't happen. I'm hoping that it will get that thing rescheduled.
It is on a whole later monthly date.
Because this Nintendo versus Nintendo versus what again? What console?
Nintendo versus Sega.
Oh Lord.
We already know who won this one.
And there's so much infomercial that they air on the airway just to rub in the salt in injury, so to speak. You look at some of the clips that they use. It was brutal. The 80s and the 90s were brutal ever of that hit it when it hurt moment.
Yep. Well, as far as the upcoming Sunday, of course, you already know that will to be announced for the gray area. And then next week's Tuesday, we have second place or no place. Why men refuse to be the backup. Refused. They already are the backups.
And say that again. It didn't register properly.
Yeah. I'm saying it again. For the Tuesday show, Tuesday night, that's next week. Second place or no place. Why men refuse to be the backup?
Okay. Is this some kind of triggering question because that don't even sound like to me right now. And I see the look on your face. It's more like there's a couple of female you wanted to slap when you see that statement.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Which men are refusing to be the second place? Because there's a lot of people that are comfortable second, third, fourth.
As long as I'm part of the roster, as long as I'm part of the roster, my pick will soon be next. Oh yeah, to the post office. Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of people that are pretty okay being second, third, and fourth. You dig?
SIMP.
Okay, yeah. But next week for the Wednesday show, we have Kenichi, the mightiest discipline, from weakling to warrior.
I'll start working on that material tonight. I need to because there's a lot to talk about that one. There's a lot to talk about.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
And I hope you like. I hope you like the background because I put
well, the background's pretty fine. It gets to be
and a live action version for the show. You can see. I'm trying to respect. When you do an anime show, whatever anime you're talking about, you get the theme of it. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So,
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's definitely is the show right there. I hope you guys were entertained, and hopefully anyone that watches on the back end, make sure you make your comments. If you're able to get to the questionnaire part of the show, please be willing to answer the question if you can, if someone that have watched Renikishi. So I'll let you hear
and put your comment in. We want to check every single comment and address them on the next show. Please, we need your comment. Give your input. What topic you want to talk about? What anime you want to talk about? What anime you think you haven't touched yet? What angle you haven't touched? Please let us know. All right? On that note, I am CBN Tech Talk, aka Black David, aka Bear Paw. This is Wally, my co-host. And it's another excellent show of Anime Unlock. Be safe, keep it tight. See you next time. Adios.